was the third partner, and he brought in his at that time his small sound system, and we created our own sound company, audio company. Now when he developed Greedy Greg Entertainment and did records for Joe Cooley and A&G and Quick and all of that, he left the business. Okay. But he left us his equipment. Oh, nice. Yeah, to help us out. Right. You know, to not take away from the business. And in turn, we allowed him to come and use up all the records to do the samples and stuff for the artists. Nice. He had unlimited use of getting any record that he wanted. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, everything I'm saying is true, and that is a real true story, that he was the third partner in the company of Secret Weapon Sounds. That's tight. Yeah, and that's where I developed the Silkyd name, because I was like the best out of all the DJs at the time in my blends. Nice. Blending music. So I was so smooth with it, and I watched the History Channel. I'm a nerd. I watched the History Channel, and I watched how records was made. Okay. So when you watch what records made, and it's to get the wax to get that, you're watching this spool of thread that looks like silk. Okay. And that's why I was like, oh wow, I'm smooth as silk. So that's where I got Silkyd from. Nice. So that's what the Silky came from being smoothed on the turntables. Yes. And then of course after me, you got Silk as far as rappers, female rappers on the West Coast. You got Silky Smooth, Silky Fine. Nice. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. They were the rappers after I was the first with the word Silky. Right. So, you know, but it's all good. It's all love. It's family. So, yeah. You gotta love it. Yeah. Well, that is really tight, because I was like, okay, yeah, Silkyd. I was thinking like for the disc, but it's Dell, because that's what they were called. Yeah, it was Dell. Well, most of the West Coast at that time, the pioneers know me by my government name. You know, either they were calling me Lady Dell, or either they called me Delphine. You see what I'm saying? Nice. So, as a matter of fact, what's interesting, Daryl Pierce of L.A. Posse was doing an interview, and that person who interviewed him called me up, because we both know him, right? Yes. And he goes, yeah. As a matter of fact, no, there's a famous DJ called me up and said, man, I was with Daryl Pierce of L.A. Posse, and he was talking about this female back in the day. He says, but I didn't know it was you, because he didn't know my government name. Oh. And Daryl Pierce knows me as my government name. Gotcha. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So they didn't mix the two together. Right, but you one and the same. But I'm one and the same. That exactly. Part. So now that's why if you Google me now, I put Delphine Silkyd. Yes, whatever. Because the pioneers know me as Delphine or Lady Dell. Yes. As a matter of fact, Europe knows me as Lady Dell when they were recording the history of Uncle Jam's Army. Okay. When my first interview was in 2000. I think it was like in 2004 or 2006, and it came from Europe. Oh, nice. Yeah, on their site. Okay. To solidify Uncle Jam's Army. And, yeah, they came down here in the hood and everything and interviewed Egyptian Lover and all of us. Right, okay. So I did my interview because they wanted to know about Dollar Freak, and the song Dollar Freak, of course, is famous, and I happened to be the voice on it. Right. As well as I DJ'd, performed the whole bit. So that's how I was able to be in the interview on that. Only female on that. I'm like the only female on a whole lot of things, and that just seems to be my history, since I happen to be the first. Absolutely. So, you know. And you're the first entertainment director for the Universal Hip Hop Museum as well. That's true. Because of that part. Yeah, you're right. And I didn't even choose that. I did not go for that or nothing. It was given to me, and I, you know, much respect to Mark Hawkins and Rocky Bacano. Absolutely. You know, and LG Cutman and Curtis Blow. Absolutely. To even give me that title, you know, and I hold it very high. I'm very proud. And I represent in a big way. You sure do. Go to work, go to work. Yes. And we talk about women in entertainment, and I mean, there's so many caveats about that you might want to share some words of wisdom or some experience. Well, as women, you know, I have a company called Ladylike, because I thought about it the whole entire time that I've been in this game for 40 years now. You got to remain a lady at all times. And it's, you know, I'm not going to say that I did not experience the roadblocks because I refused to do the casting couch. Mm-hmm. And even to this day, because I refuse to do the casting couch. Mm-hmm. Does it take me longer to you know, to achieve things maybe, or the whole bit by other people that have that type of power or control to keep you from being that? Right. Of course, but for me, I really don't care. Exactly. All because of the fact that whether nobody don't know me or not, I'm global. That part. Whether nobody don't know me or not, I've done the work. Exactly. Whether nobody don't know me or not, I don't talk the talk. I walk the walk. See, and I've been in front of eyes. People have witnessed me. Yes. All over and seen the work that they've done. They've seen me in the club. They supported me in the club. Mm-hmm. They've seen me do events. They've seen me work with the youth. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And are being that giver. They've seen me help the homeless in the whole 9 yards. So absolutely. I really don't care what Hollywood standards are. I don't care about power. Yes. You feel what I'm saying? That as long as I keep my integrity. Yes. My self-worth, my self-respect. And showing what a woman is supposed to be, as well as a child of God. That part. I don't knock nobody what they do. Right. However you do it, know that if it doesn't, you know, as long as it don't affect you, and as long as it's not hurting or harming nobody, right, as well as harming yourself, I don't care. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because that's your own road and path that you do. Yeah. But I do care about the example or the inspiration that you lead. And if it's not positive, then you're sending a whole generation of females in destruction. So I always wanted to, I have respect for the divas that's been in this game, like Diana Ross. No matter whether if I didn't like her personally, I respect how she was in this game, as who she was, as being how she dressed, how she performed in front of people. You know, Aretha Franklin. Yeah. I can go on. I can just go on and on. Patti LaBelle. Right. I could just go on with the great women. Yeah. Dorothy Dandridge. You see what I'm saying? The great women that we've had before us that have set an example of their beauty, right, their gracefulness, the way they speak. Even though I respect Lena Horne, they say she cussed like a sailor. But when check it out, when she was doing her business though, she didn't cuss. Right, because she wasn't a comedian either. No, but they said she cussed like a sailor. But never was while she was doing her business. She maintained her being who we are as black women and being a lady. Right. We don't have to get out here. You know, speaking about, well, they want to say, excuse my French, ass shaking. But even Josephine Baker did it with style and class. That part. That part, right. Yes. They want to go back in history. Look at Josephine Baker. They want to go back in history. Well, let's speed that up. Lola Falana. Right. And wait a minute, hold on. Lola Falana really was like the first black woman to be on the Vegas Strip. Okay, right. Yeah, until she got, I think, lupus or, you know, some type of muscular disease or something that's tossed her career out. And they need to do a story on her. Okay. She's still living. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Right. But they accepted her in Vegas at a time, as we know the history of Vegas, of racism that went on there. So, and even with that, she did it with class. Right. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have to expose and show everything and cheapen it in any kind of way that the image of when they look at me, they want the image of, you see what I'm saying, of a stripper or a hoe, basically. Exactly. So I always want to maintain that image that when that young girl or that little girl is looking at me, she's like, Mommy, I want to be like her. Right. You know, or Mommy, wow, or what can I do to be like you? You see, so yeah, that it's our own responsibility. And I can just say that for the ladies in the entertainment. Is it harder for us? Most definitely. Because now, not only is it hard, we got to be better than them. The reason why I got respect as a DJ, because I was just as good are better. We got to be better because they don't accept us no other way.
Go to work.
We got to be better. We got to work twice as hard.
Exactly.
We got to knock down doors harder than them. And knocking at these doors and make sure that you're not looking at me as a piece of meat.
Right, exactly. That's for sure. Go to work.
You know?
I'm with you all the way.
It's not worth it. I'm telling you,
it's not worth it. You gotta go hard in the paint. That's for sure.
You gotta go harder in the paint. Don't think that it was easy for me to pay the way. And I give respect for my brothers that supported me and promoted me, but at the same breath, they hated me.
Deep.
You see what I'm saying? Because I was their competitor.
Right. Yes.
You know, I mean, I was competing against them. I was taking most of it. You know, I'm a sensation. I was one of the highest paid. Me and Roger Clayton was the highest paid DJ back in the day.
Go to work.
You see what I'm saying? So of course, you know, and the only reason why on top of my skills, I was fresh and new. Who else had a female DJ?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody wanted me. So that was a threat. At the same breath, if I really wanted to take control, that was a threat. But did I bring out a threat later? 10 years later with my good seed, DJ Spark.
Ooh, that part. Ooh, that gave me chills.
You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I put her on a level where, they're not on her level.
Ooh, exactly, absolutely. And I mean, she running the world. I mean, she all over the place. They got billboards.
Been traveling since I managed her career. I didn't want, and I'm, you know, she probably said in her interviews too. I know she have. My mom didn't want me to be in the entertainment business. I didn't, because the entertainment business, as you can see, like I said, and being a female, way harder. The sexism, the whole 9 yards. The other thing is the entertainment game is seasonal. You know, it's you're doing good right now, but then boom, and nothing happening. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you have to have a backup for that. You have to make sure to keep yourself afloat while you get back into that season again. How you need a backup because your game is not going to be consistent all the time. And even within the game, there's a season. You know, there is a hiatus for everyone, and that's when they get ready to go to award shows or they travel on the other side of the world. So a lot of people don't know the business season of the entertainment game, let alone your season of the time that you get in on stuff, and then there's a dry spell. So what are you going to do? And I didn't want that to be her way of life.
Right, I
you
got
know.
you.
So with that said, since she wanted to be in this game, I taught her the game. That part. Go on. So I was her manager. I'm, you know, well, her advisor on the outside because started my daughter with Immature. Okay, nice. Managed her career for Immature. Then she went to B2K. Nice. And then the rest is history. More, you know, of her doing this and that. And I am so grateful that, you know, she had picked her mom's brain. Let alone I taught her how to be in this game. Go to work. You see what I'm saying? Because we watch TV and stuff and you guys think it's all glory. But no, there's sleepless nights. There's rehearsals. Yes. You still got to, at that age, oh no, baby, you got to get your education. That part. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So you want to be in this, you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do that, you're going to have to do this, you're going to do that. And isn't that what we talk about now to artists when they want to get into this game? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But as a kid, that's different. You know, because as a kid, you're still a kid, and you still want to do kid things. True. But in the entertainment game, you're not a kid. That part. That's the point. Absolutely. And now we didn't talk about edutainment back in the day. No, not at all. Word wasn't around. We had edutainment, but that edutainment was more of artist development. Go to work. We had acting classes. I have to give it to Kim Fields. I remember when I met Kim Fields' mom when she first started hers right there in Midtown. Come on. Yes, I met Kim Fields when, wow. I mean, when I said I have history, I have history. Yeah. We had charm school where you learn how to walk, where you learn how to sit, where you learn how to squat. You see what I'm saying? You didn't get it. You didn't sit with your legs open or get in the car where you're showing your butt all out in the car. Exactly. Yeah, we had the passage, I said the rites of passage back in the day, that was a part of your education.
Yes, absolutely. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right, exactly. And those type of things, we need to come back. So if you're listening, everybody, because I know I want to bring back the lady part of how to be a lady. You know, I don't care what you're into, or who you like, or who you love. But the point of it is, if you're wearing a dress,
right.
Can we learn how to squat to pick up things off the floor instead of bending over?
Right.
Can we? You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So these things need to come back.
Absolutely.
Can we learn how to walk where you're not slumped over or drooping?
Yes.
I think it's a shame that young females choose plastic surgery as to just having the right type of posture. They won't need plastic surgery.
Right, they're only 20, 22,
They're
23
getting plastic surgery in high school.
That's true too, though.
They're putting butts and boots. They're not even fully. First of all, you're not even fully developed as a woman.
Right. That is
when
so
you're a
true.
Teenager.
Right.
Or even in college age, you're not fully developed. You know, because each decade of our lives, our body changes to what it needs to be as being a woman.
Right.
A man knows what I'm talking about. So, check it out. But we need to know what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Because we are the women.
Exactly. I know I'm about to celebrate at 50, though.
I'm not mad at you.
Look, I'm about to let people
know. I'm up here, so I done passed the 50 stage. So.
You already know. Go to work. That reminds me now, since you have on nice shoes today, they don't see it in this video, but just to know, you have a new shoe line.
Yes, I have my tennis shoes called Ladylike.
How cool is
that?
My
first pair of tennis shoes, because I noticed that when I looked at all the designers or the tennis shoes, or when you go to Lady Foot Locker, there are tennis shoes that are after men. I know a black woman shoe designer.
Okay.
But I don't know any on the tennis shoes, so I thought maybe here I go being another first, right?
Yeah.
To put it out there.
Why not?
So my first one, I should have went with a cheap pair. But my first one came from Italy. It was made in Italy, and it's very sweet. And
it's very cute.
I'm looking forward to put it out for 2020, like to open up my own shop and have a line of tennis shoes in there. Nice. And to dedicate some of the proceeds for young girls programs. And that's where I would want my tennis, you know, if you're going to buy one of my tennis shoes, that's where I want it to go. Some of that percentage will go towards a girl foundation.
Love it.
So that's what that's about.
That's
so I just
beautiful.
gotta go back into the woodworks. I'm looking for investors.
Yes.
I gotta go back into the workshop and start the plan all over again. But I'm glad that I promoted my shoe out there. And I'm gonna go hard and strong for 2020.
That part right there, and inside that store, you can have your books, you know, that you're creating now.
I don't want the whole store to be about me. I really just.
Well, you can have some of my books in there.
Yes, I want your books in there. Exactly. Put your books in there, and
but you could
and really be supportive on the woman's side to have something where we can go to that we can signify with information for us.
Absolutely.
And be more specific. But at least this way, that knowing that when they come into my store, that something is being contributed to support programs for young girls of the misfortunate that is not able to have.
Absolutely.
So this is where I can continue as I do, give back.
Absolutely. Come on, the paint outs that you do and the female, they are doing wonderful work.
Oh my God, I wish I get more female graffiti artists. I mean, I was blessed to have 4 this time.
Right.
The year before that, I had 2. The first year we had no females.
No.
But the last 2 years, it seemed like we're getting, so hopefully maybe I can just have a whole female graffiti artist day and make that work. So
absolutely.
I want to do that. Thank you for that. I think if you help me on that,
that was
make
amazing.
that work. That would be amazing. Yeah, we gotta push them out there because it's not that they're not getting equal play. It's just that, let's face it, this is a man's world. And they tend to be majority of the power players. And by them being the power players, they're comfortable in the skin they're in. They don't take a female and support one of us unless you're my mate. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have a mate that backs you up and be your investor and put it out there, that's fine.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's a beautiful thing. But otherwise than that, we're hustling on our own to make it. You see what I'm saying? Unless you got blessed in a family that you're able to have. Mm-hmm. But majority of the time, we're overworking or going through leaps and bounds to accomplish things. Oh, right. And unfortunately, a lot of us sell our soul behind it, you know, and in the long term, it's not healthy for us mentally,
right?
You know, and wondering why we cannot be in a successful relationship. Look at everything that we had to go through,
absolutely,
to accomplish things, and majority of the time, it might be through a relationship.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So,
yeah, sometimes it's amazing. We talk about going to Hollywood and going from the hood to Hollywood.
We do it. Look, when we do one of those spiritual type of shows, we'll break it down like that, right? Okay. I'm not gonna get all spiritual. We on the Dove CE, and it's a West Coast party going on.
It's part of the news. Yeah. It's part of the news. I'm telling you, it's so many different facets of dynamics of being women in entertainment.
Yeah, well, I got to give it to David Chappelle
as well.
If everybody watched David Chappelle's one of his comedy shows, he said if he had the choice between a bomb in his backpack or, excuse the expression, pussy in his backpack, he chooses the bomb.
Wow.
Because, we go through a lot about what we got between our legs. That's very true. I just wanted to change that. We have human rights too.
Yes, absolutely.
I just wanted to change that. Just let me be a human.
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah.
Go to work. So that talks about with current events. It reminds us of current events.
And Universal Hip Hop Museum is the current event.
At all times.
Man, you guys got to go on the site. If you see the technology is just out of this world.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that we're going to have live images and giving you the real feel environment of what it's like to party with a dope DJ or to be in that time, to bring you back into that time.
That is amazing.
You know, that's going to be amazing when you come to this museum, because this museum actually, I think it's going to be the first with no, I won't say it's first, I'll say this second, because if you go to the African Museum in D.C., then you'll get some live images there. Okay, but this one here will be the first on a lot of digital, virtual reality kind of stuff when it comes down to hip-hop, and that's going to be so dope, as well as seeing the actual artifacts of our hip-hop pioneers back in the day, and just get the whole ambiance of what the culture is about. So it's not about rap, and it's not about, you see what I'm saying? It's not specifically for that, because that's what we have all the other museums, the Grammys and the Hall of Fame and the whole bit. This is about our culture.
Right, absolutely.
And that's what's going to make it so dynamic for around the world. So I suggest everybody to get on uhhm.org.
Immediately.
Become a member.
For free.
And we only asking for $1.
Yes.
Give $1.
Absolutely.
Right? And become a member, or either, get involved and build a chapter in your city. Whatever the case may be, the doors is open for us.
Absolutely.
Because it's for us, by us. We have an inaugural fundraising ball coming up in October. Yes, in New York.
Right.
So all the information is on there if you want to be there. Right. You see what I'm saying? And be amongst everyone, and let's raise this money. And the launching of it is 2023. Yes. So we got 3 more years for the grand opening.
Yes, indeed.
You know, right there in South Bronx. Don't get it twisted. We're going to be setting up other annex of the museums across. We're going to, the next one, the goal is, we've been talking plans where we want to put the West Coast Museum here. We got different cities now. Compton is one of them. Culver City, Hollywood. You see what I'm saying? So we have different areas. We might even have it for Anaheim. But my whole point of it is we will have a West Coast museum
here. Absolutely. That part right there.
And then, of course, for the South. And, of course, for all the major players that have contributed, paid their way, everywhere.
That part.
You see what I'm saying? It's coming. Absolutely. But we wanted to give the respect to New York. Right. Because after all, they branded hip-hop in 1973. Okay? And that's where it begins. So I know there's a bunch of haters. Why, because it came over here to the West. Yes. Did it set over here in the West? Of course it did. Yes. But they branded it and came up with the concept to not fight each other. And branded and came up with the word hip-hop and must respect the Kool Herc. Yes. And Africa Bambaataa. Absolutely. And of it being out here and everyone else of the pioneers. That part right there. See what I'm saying? So
that part, you gotta love it.
I know. Yeah, that one. And like I said again, I'm proud of them because they acknowledge me.
Yes. Go to work. I mean, on the real, be real.
Because I'm telling you, you don't know your history. You don't acknowledge me.
Exactly.
You don't know me. Or you try to say that I was not about that because you don't see me on TV or whatever the case may be. But you best believe it.
Exactly.
I was there, a part of it, have done it, broke barriers for every other female in this game on the West Coast side. All right? And with that, I don't, it's not to bring myself up or for anyone to recognize. I just happen to be at that time in that moment.
Time and place.
Time and place that it happened to me, be me. Didn't realize it, right?
Exactly, and operating
just doing the things that I love to do, just having the passion of helping people, helping the youth.
Exactly.
And this is the reward. This is the reward.
Amen. And it works out just like that. Okay. And then the thing about it is, I was just talking to somebody, and like they talk about, if they don't see you and you're behind the scenes and you orchestrated so many different things, you get hated on with that too.
Oh yeah, because there was a time in my life that a tragic incident happened to me where I didn't want to be in the scene anymore. I prefer to be behind the scene than as supposed to be in the front, because what had happened to me. I was kidnapped, raped, and robbed during the height of my career. Wow. Because, and now, and we didn't have social media back then. Now you have social media. To me, that's even more scarier. Because you attract, being someone famous, you attract the sociopaths that are out there. You attract the fanatic people that are out there, and you don't know who they are. And we've had many stories like Selena and other people that of obsession, because someone sees you and they have an obsession, and they can come from wherever. Now it's global because we have social media. Right. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be in what had happened to me, not knowing who my assaulter was a little bit, and for me to be told that somebody had been watching me for a long time, that made me not want to be on stage anymore. That made me not want to be. I think that's really what I kind of like started diminishing myself of being a DJ. And being a power player, of being a director or a producer, that kind of thing, where I felt more secure, basically. Yeah. Especially if you happen to be a woman that was single and not having that type of protection or not having bodyguards around you. When I was with Uncle Jam's Army, they were my bodyguards. That's right. They wouldn't let nobody come near me. I heard artists from the East Coast come down and say, we couldn't even come to you. Let them come to you and stuff. And they're still like that to the day. If I hang around them and we're out there, they won't. Right. They won't. Exactly. So, and again, I appreciate my brothers. That's West Coast family all the way. You feel what I'm saying? So, but if you don't have the bodyguards around you in the whole bit and you single, it can be very difficult. You can allow for people to get to you that have an obsession of you. And God, I'm just grateful that I survived and I'm alive.
Absolutely, amen.
And with that, by me experiencing that and by me seeing the things in the entertainment game, I made sure that I had protection for my daughter.
Nice.
Because the fact that, yes, she's out there, she's a DJ, she was around a lot of people, the whole 9 yards. And with that, the ones that protected me also protected her.
Oh,
those are her uncles. See, you got to see, those are her uncles. Right. So, therefore, they make sure they keep eyes on her as well. So that's the beauty of the West Coast family or the West Coast royalty family. That won't go down.
That's beautiful.
But, I think that's what kind of like affected me to not DJ. And when it had happened to me.
Gotcha. And now it's been...
And now that it took... I have to give a shout out to LaTanya Allen, and I have to give a shout out to Class 1.
Yes.
Because and my daughter, because she always been wanting me to come back and DJ. So now I'm back out here doing a little something. Shout out to Nova Kane, because he got me DJing his comedy shows now.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So I'm back in the field.
You gotta love
doing my little thing here and there, and I'm getting back into loving my music.
Nice.
And so it takes time.
That's right.
It takes time. Yeah. But my love has been the youth and the people. And that has been most of my time. I've been that way ever since I was a kid, protecting the kids in the neighborhood that was being bullied on.
Right.
I'll be the bigger bully and beat up on the bullies. And that was my rep. That was my rep back in the day.
I got you.
So before the DJing came into play, I was already doing my thing as far as, because I came from a cousin who was a Black Panther. And my revolution and all my militant ways came from him. I got to, give that to him, and I've kept that ever since, which is hip-hop.
Right.
Which is a part of hip-hop. You see what I'm saying? Right. Because it was about the people, for the people in the community.
That part. And then we talk about the part that's about to have the statue.
Yes, we're about to have our black... my hands was a part of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I do a lot of things on the back end.
That's right.
I help Gregory Evitt, who is also a DJ and part of history of the West Coast history with Ultra Wave, right? And he told me he was working on some things, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring you to a place.
That's right.
And I brought him to Professor Olivia. She's all over years from Trade Tech, and we got together.
Beautiful.
And now we're getting ready to have a Black Panther Park.
That part. Isn't that beautiful?
So God has put me in a lot of... I've launched off, like I said, many careers. They really don't know. Those who do know, they know. So I've launched off many careers. I've helped people with their organizations and the whole bit.
Absolutely. I have to say, you are the person that inspired me to copyright Go to Work.
There we go. Yes, I met you. Yeah, well, see, and look at you now.
Go to work.
You see what I'm saying? So if I happen to be the X Factor, I am the X Factor.
That part.
I hold the title Queen. For real.
Absolutely.
And you best believe it. I make things happen.
That part.
I do. So.
And you have to know that. I got to tell everybody about the ambassador, the fact that you're an ambassador of the 5 Points Youth Foundation. Come on.
I am a UN ambassador for the 5 Points Youth Foundation.
Yes.
And I'm also a global international.
Go to work.
Yeah, they've given me that title within the last year after being the UN ambassador for 5 Points Youth Foundation.
Right.
So,
come on.
It's oh wow, that's chills down. I'm like the I'm like the Jay-Z or the Puffy in this game when it comes down to nonprofits or the UN and shout out to Spain and Africa and Brazil. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because they definitely know who I am, and to talk to actual real kings and real queens of royalty. I mean, we've labeled ourselves kings and queens, which we are anyway.
Yes.
But to know, to come from the roots of those kings and queens
Absolutely.
of royalty is amazing, to speak to them and how they call me queen.
Absolutely. Go to work.
And how they respect me being over here in the United States. I just happen to be a United States queen, right? So that's the highest honor ever that I can ever achieve to me. I don't think I can get any higher, but to sit right next to God, you feel me? And oh wow, I can break down and cry on this one. But
and then you gotta know, when you mentioned Brazil, I have to shout out DJ Pia.
Oh yes, DJ Pia, my God, and we still coming. I'm still waiting for him to come back over here. When we get 45 out of office, then maybe everybody can come back and visit.
Go to work,
right? But the point of it is, I got many awards. Oh my God!
I know, this just takes you back. Like, wow, there's people out there going hard in the paint, celebrating, shouting you out. I mean, I see DJ Pia, on my Instagram, and he asks about you and everything. It's just amazing.
Oh, I have the good thing about social media is to be connected with other spiritual human beings that are passionate and revolutionize and stand up
that part
for us to live better.
That part.
To just be able to breathe or to eat or to live or to have a roof over your head, or the fact that things that have hindered you because you experienced life and you took the wrong path, but you want to correct your life, and we should have forgiveness.
Yes.
The reason why we should have forgiveness because our biggest crooks and criminals happen to be the ones that's governing over us, but we're not allowed to have forgiveness. So my years of being the X factor in this game, from merging the West Coast back to bringing peace in all our neighborhoods where kids can go to the parks. I've been in the hands of that with our Bloods and Crips, our Latinos, to have much respect, because I am a Blaxican, but much respect to my Latinos, to talk about my hands, and I'm not going to mention all the organizations that I've been the roots of, to bringing these people, these men together, or bringing these community together for us to have the programs that we have now, where ex-felons now, there's no excuse, you can get you a job.
Right.
And not just a cheap job, a high-paying job. I feel like, dang, do I need to break the law so I can get part of this? The programs are so good for them. I literally said that in a meeting, like, okay, that means, do I need to go to jail or something like that? Because we're providing housing for them. We're providing high-paying jobs for them. We're, we just don't want you to just get a job and a house. We want you to be able to take care of your family, too, long-term.
That part.
You're able to go to a 4-year university with a record.
Come on.
Or not even have a high school diploma.
Go to work.
I've been a part of that. You see what I'm saying? To work with these, to bring these great people to connect to us through hip-hop.
That part.
To, wow, peace against the East and the West.
Yes, absolutely.
Me going to New York, knowing that could have had everyone hate me here. But I went there because we need peace.
Right.
In order for us to grow and to be economic wealth and to have Black Wall Street.
That part.
You see what I'm saying?
Go to work.
And you know what I'm saying? And Black Wall Street, come on, check it out. Black Wall Street is not Black Wall Street because you see the color of my skin. If you know your history.
Right.
People of color.
Yes.
Wall Street.
That part. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Where being in a community that's known right here off of Western in Florence as having the most change in an alley that had the most murders. They actually named the alley Murder Alley.
Wow.
To change that to Peace Alley.
Come on.
Or this place, L.A., or now they say a.k.a. Silkyd place. But but the whole point of it is to make change.
Yeah.
And for me to be a pioneer and the roots of everything that I stand for, what hip-hop is all about.
Yes.
To make it evolved, even though I've had personal people thought I was crazy, because does it pay? No, it doesn't. But we're getting ready to change that too.
You know that part right there. Go on and drop it to them about the acronym for hip-hop as well.
Oh, higher and empower, helping and healing our people.
That's right. Absolutely.
Just talk to KRS-One.
That part.
Grandmaster Cash.
Go to work.
Africa Bambaataa. Cool Herc. The whole point of it is having peace and enjoying life and having a good time. Come on now. With our natural gifts that the higher power given us, whether you can sing, whether you can write, whether you can act, whether you can dance, whether you can build.
Yes.
That's all a part of hip-hop. That's why it's a culture.
That part.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, if they don't get it,
yes,
you need to get it.
That part.
You need to know that.
And
you
they
need
can
to know it.
Follow you to get more of that.
Can they follow me? Oh, yeah. Well, the number one, Such Queen.
Go to work.
On Instagram. Shout out to Hip Hop for Justice, because they take care of the other side of us.
That part.
Much respect to Farrakhan, because he's our biggest supporter of hip hop.
Go to work.
Okay. And not just the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, much respect for him, but, you know, we also had someone that was in the entertainment world that had supported hip hop as well.
Yes.
So with that saying is, they knew what it was about.
Right.
And they supported longevity. I don't take anyone what their beliefs are, you know, or their religious practices, but hip-hop is universal.
Absolutely.
And it reaches all religions.
Go to work.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All nationalities that stand up for the community.
That part.
And the people.
Absolutely. We have to give them a shout out. If Hip Hop for Justice comes on Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Hip Hop for Justice come on. You'll see it on my Instagram, because I post it every Sunday.
Sure do. Yes.
6 p.m. PST. And when I'm telling you, like, we had the artists on there, and they're standing up for what's right, and they're practicing and doing for what's right. Because we get people that's on there and they listening and they want to catch the network. Because when I say that it's the who's who on this site, it is the who's on the site. But don't get it twisted. You know, we have no respect for you if you're just coming up here because you want to get in touch with Raheem Devon, or you want to get in touch with Tuck D, or you want to get in touch with, you want to have that connection. We are talking about what's real, what's going down, what's happening in our life. And we can't just sit back and allow for this and just be somber and woe is me, because guess what? Woe is me is going to be, oh, wow, it happened to me. Or, wow, it happened to one of my family members. Or, wow, it happened to one of my friends. See, this is real. This war that's going on. And if we don't stand up for it, then how can you sit up here and complain? Because you talking the talk, and you're not walking the walk.
Like
what you represent.
Everybody needs to do their part.
Everybody has a responsibility. And whether you don't have the... Maybe you weren't born to be the warrior. Maybe you weren't born to be the gladiator. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe you were born to do like what I do. Participate.
Go to work.
Reach one, teach one. Create a program.
Go to work.
Get a sponsor. Donate.
Absolutely.
Don't kick somebody. Don't be so quick to kick someone out of their place because they had a hard time.
Right. Exactly.
Where they end up homeless.
Right.
And I'm talking to all of these landlords and these property owners and the whole 9 yards, because, you know, everyone's thinking about the money, but they're not thinking about survival.
Right.
Because what's going to happen when now you got to survive. What you're going to do to survive.
Go away.
To survive, you will rob, steal. You see what I'm saying? Not kill, prostitute. To survive. Because there's 3 key things that we need. Food.
Right.
Water. And a place over our head.
Go to work.
So when you think about that and you take that away from a person, then you force that person to do all the evil things that is out there. And who you think they're going to target? The ones who have it all. Duh, did anybody think about that? And that's why we have to keep the programs in the play.
Go to work. That's
why we need these programs.
Gotta let them know.
We have to recycle. Some of us think, well, I'm working hard and I'm paying taxes and all that. Well, I think that's where we need to stand up about the taxes we pay. We need to stand up whether that church is robbing you of your tithes, and I don't see them create no programs for you to feed. Something is wrong with this picture here.
Go to work.
Put your money where your mouth is. Put the money where it needs to be. What we pay for.
Yeah.
Put it where it needs to be.
Absolutely.
Pay the people who do the work. If you don't want to do the work, then pay the people like ourselves that get out here and get into the community to do the work. Pay us.
Yes, absolutely.
Why are you trying to make me go homeless and I'm doing the right thing?
Right.
Positive things at that.
Right.
Trying to keep our neighborhood safe.
That part, go to work.
Trying to keep peace among Bloods and Crips and Latinos and the whole bit.
Exactly, go to work.
That's a job. That's creating a new job.
Yes.
And that's what I'm talking about.
People gotta go to work.
You see what I'm saying? That's the point right there.
So if you had any last thoughts for this time frame, because we definitely got to bring you back, because just too many years of information.
Well, as they say, when an elder plays, I'm not an elder yet. I am a senior.
Go ahead.
I'm not well, hip-hop, all these years, we're seniors now.
Yes.
You think of Curtis Blow and all of us, you best believe it. We're over the 50 fame over here. But the point of it is, it's an African proverb. When an elder passes away, you burn a library to the ground because of our life experience, because of the knowledge, because of just what we've been through where you don't have to go through it.
Exactly.
Right? It's very phenomenal, especially during this time where you don't even see books anymore. And so I think what's happening, and call me crazy or how you think, what I think what's happening, we are stopping the scriptures of the Bible.
Oh my goodness, that's deep.
Aren't we living today's time and everything we do is not recorded of the Bible? The Bible just didn't sit with those books. It came from history. Right. It came from when they started and they was writing and seeing and witnessing and the whole bit. And we had poets back then. We had singers back then. We had jesters or the jokers who were the comedians. We entertained. I got to get it out. I got chills now. We entertained. Not only did we entertain, we partied.
Yes.
It wasn't nothing different going on back then than what we're doing now. So why do we do not think that we're not writing the Bible every day?
Come on now.
We have poets, people doing the instruments.
Right.
Ladies of fashion.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
True.
Right?
That's true.
Right?
Absolutely.
We created businesses back then. Aren't we doing that now to this day? What is so different than what went on back then?
Absolutely.
The difference is that we communicated to God. And what makes you think that we don't communicate with Him now?
Come on now.
What makes you think that we're not Bible characters now?
That's so deep.
It's extremely deep. And if you don't think of yourself like that, then you're a fool.
Come on now. Go to work. And that's amazing.
We live out here every day.
Right.
And we don't think that we haven't looked at a Moses a Jesus, a Sarah. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? A Samson.
Come on now.
You don't think that? A James, a John, or whatever the case may be. We're doing that every day. But because we live in this time and we don't think about, we keep thinking that the Bible was just like, oh, get the hell out. Mm-hmm. We're doing that now. Right. I look at Nipsey Hussle as the Jesus today. Mm-hmm. He lived here for 33 years. Absolutely. And what he was trying to do, and look of his name. Right. Isn't that not what Jesus did back then?
Come on now. The last time I checked, that's what he did.
Lives forever.
That part.
Nipsey's name will live forever.
Yes.
In this time and generation. Mm-hmm. For those who don't acknowledge Jesus.
Come on.
The name Jesus.
Right. Right.
Come on now. This is deep.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, another show. I just gonna work.
My thing is we gotta wake this up. Yeah. Because you're sleeping. You gotta step outside the box.
Exactly.
Because that's what hip-hop is all about.
That part. Ooh-wee. Let them know.
That's what hip-hop is all about.
Gotta love it.
See, they thought what they thought was they thought rap would go away, like they've taken away R&B and soul. Mm-hmm. Hip hop is never gonna go away because it's been during. Let me take not just '73, but it goes back to our indigenous ways from Africa. Mm-hmm. Prime example of the 5 elements, y'all. I'm gonna get deep with y'all right now. 5 examples. Of the elements of hip-hop.
That part.
From Africa. Mm-hmm. The storyteller. That's the MC.
Come on now.
The dancing and the rituals. That's the break dancers and the pop lockers.
Right.
Oh, break it down. The drummer of the beat. That's the DJ.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Go to work.
Our hands is doing this. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, the group, how is it not the 5 elements of hip-hop?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Come on now.
The graffiti art that was storytelling our time during the Egyptian days, or the African artists, Africans that travel around the world, and they were showing our travels and our pictures and stuff. That's our graffiti art.
Come on now.
Hey, can I do that, y'all? Can I do? No, I throw the W's up.
Go to work.
Oh yeah, I'm breaking it down to you.
Yes, absolutely. That's so beautiful.
Okay,
come on.
When I do that, that's when I say how a queen speaks.
Amen, amen. That's beautiful.
That's how a queen speaks.
Ashe.
This whole thing going on, this mission that's going on.
Absolutely. This is some real news right here.
Oh, no, I know. And everybody goes like, okay, Silky is deep.
Yes.
Yes, I always have been, though. Mm-hmm. I always have been. It's just that when are you going to be?
Ooh.
That's all I got to say.
That part.
When are you going to be? Shout out to Snoop. Proud of him, what he's doing. I'm just, I'm proud of all of those now that are, taking responsibility, correcting and cleaning up, forgiving each other.
Right.
Because that's the only way we're going to come together and be very powerful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It just really come down to it. Like, my point of it is when I hear people talking about, I got these problems and stuff like that, I said, look, when you speak powerful words from a higher power, the only thing that should come out your mouth is to say, hey, first of all, I say I'm a person of peace. Mm-hmm. And what side are you on? Because if you break it down, I don't care what religion you are. If you are a child of God, why would you do harm to me?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Let's break it down like that.
Right.
I'm going to give you something to think about before you pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to be real. Before you stop me from doing whatever that I need to do.
Right. Go to work.
So if you don't want me to do nothing positive, if you don't want me to enlighten, if you don't want me, then yes, you're going to be that hater. Mm-hmm. Basically.
Right.
Because it's more powerful when we can do it together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Or if we can't do it together, well then, check it out. I'm going to help you a little bit. And you reciprocate that love, you're going to help me
exactly
along the road. And I've seen it many times. That's why I call it the Silky D love.
Love it. Yes.
I've blessed so many people that I'm blessed to be here. You got me on this show.
Go to work. Absolutely. Through the traffic, everything. I appreciate you.
You see what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
Amen.
You know, and I say, oh, they need to pay me to get on here. And no, you're blessing me by being on your show.
Amen.
And I thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to West Haven Blast. Go to work. We call Haven.
Yeah, West Haven. What's up, West Haven?
The whole team. Go to work. Absolutely.
Shout out for all my new and approved and people I haven't even met yet.
That part.
You know, I love you already.
Family.
I love you already. Yes. So, you know, I'm grateful at all times, you know.
Go to work.
Grateful if somebody can keep me a job. Grateful if somebody booked me as a DJ. Grateful just by interviewing me on your show.
Amen.
I'm grateful because, like I keep telling anybody, there will be no me if it was not you.
Right.
You keep me living.
Absolutely. Go to work.
You see what I'm saying? That's what that's about. As long as we keep about Jesus, we keep him living.
Go to work. That's right.
Thank God, because if we stop believing, there'll be no God.
Right.
So, break it down, y'all. Y'all get it together. Y'all get together. What Silky D talking about? You know, y'all will get it together because now you finally know what Silky D has always been about from the very beginning.
Absolutely.
That has been my frame, and that's the reason why I've never really jumped out there like I did. Something happened to me that made me jump back.
Right.
You know?
All these rites of passages, absolutely.
Right.
And
so, you know, and we all have our certain time to heal.
And we have seasons for the things we need to step up and do.
The Bible talks about seasons too. We have seasons and we need to prepare for those seasons. If you know the winter is coming, then build up on some echinacea or make sure you have your soups and your oatmeal and all that kind of stuff. See, these are the things they don't teach our generation.
Right.
Because they separated us and wanted everything to be young. Like, okay, you get a certain age and, oh, you're old and you're no good. And, no, you're very valuable to me because you survived and I want to survive like you to get your age. It's a shame to hear young men say they didn't expect to live to be 18.
Right.
What kind of...
Exactly.
What kind of thoughts is that?
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to think about that. I didn't think about that when I was growing up. I never thought like, oh wow, gosh.
Right.
I made it to 20. Wow. I never thought about things
Me either. And the fact that the world is so vast and some people are focusing on one thing at a time.
Because I don't want it to be where our generation expect death. I don't want it to be that our generation expect death. Our generation, now the eye-opener of, you know, racism is very real. You know, don't want to think because we got more mixed kids than we ever did now than anything else. And we got to be concerned about it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense. So we need to not be about what doesn't make sense.
Right.
We need to change that and make sense.
Absolutely, because a lot of smart people out here go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think, like they say, wiser but weaker. I see where they're weak at. Their intelligence. No. That's all I gotta say, because they're not thinking.
That part.
You know.
So we gonna do what it do. We gonna do our part to get them to start thinking. You know, start them up like jumping cables again, and you know.
So if we have master classes like this, maybe I should start a master class.
Why not?
I think I should do that. Then they will learn something from that. And that, yes, you would have to pay for.
See, there you go.
Your mind is a value, right?
That part right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You would have to pay for it. Well, absolutely. But you got a lot out of me tonight.
Yes, absolutely. You gotta love it. So we appreciate you. Definitely, you are welcome. Let us know when you open your store.
Much love to Delphine.
Everything. Yes, absolutely.
Man, I love it.
Yes,
I love that.
It's been a blessing.
CNN. They like saying this is Dub C News Network. I love it. That's dope as heck. That's dope as heck.
We thank you so much, and you're dope as heck. DJ Silkyd, go to work.
Yeah, man.
That part.
Peace out, y'all.
You gonna throw up the dub?
I gotta throw up the dub. Dub, yes, I gotta throw it up. You know, this, you can't, look, everybody can't throw the dubs up like this. You definitely gotta be West Coast royalty to do that, because otherwise you get talked about. Real talk.
Go to work.
Yeah, that's real.